Hey, BSHL fans, and welcome to the unofficial BSHL Senior Hockey League podcast. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the Elsipogtog Hawks for their semifinal win against Dalhousie. Now, we're in the finals, baby! Hawks versus Northmen. Now, here's your hosts, the Coreys.
Hello and welcome to the unofficial BSHL Senior Hockey League podcast. I'm your host, Corey, joined by my co-host, Corey, a.k.a. the lead singer of Perpetual Mortem.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I was wondering why you asked me that before. Hopefully we sound a little bit more coherent this time.
Corey, how long ago were you in that band?
We started that band, I was in high school, probably like 2005. I graduated in 2007, and we recorded, the only album I recorded was in 2008. I think I recorded 6 or 7 songs with them. They recorded an album after me with a female vocalist, and just didn't work out for them. And it's because I wasn't there anymore. No, just kidding.
The podcast has worked out in your ears, so you're proving something right.
I'm a better podcaster than I am musician. Music was not for me. I enjoy music, big heavy metal guy, any kind of metal really. But being
Especially
a musician,
Lady Gaga.
Yes.
Okay.
No clue what that is. Yeah, being a musician isn't for me.
All right. Lady Gaga? No?
Lady Gaga, what's that?
Okay. All right. We'll carry on here. Really? You've never heard of Lady Gaga?
I might have. Like, what songs did you do?
Shallow?
Wait. Is it actual lady or is that the name of the band?
All right. Corey, how was your weekend?
Long. Very long.
It was
very
a busy
long.
One.
I feel like I should be apologizing for the terrible job I did on Sunday. Like, I have not gone back to watch that, and I will not. I sucked on that stream. I was dog shit.
Yeah, we were a little tired after our late night in Dalhousie. And I don't know, got home around 1. Corey, you got home around 1:25, 1:30.
Yeah.
Pretty late night.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, just a lot of focus going into it. I think that was a part of it. Let's get into that game, Corey. Let's run it down real quick.
So, Game 7 of the semifinals, the Elsipogtog Hawks beat Dalhousie on their home ice. That was the story. Like, identical stories on the semifinals.
Yeah.
The only time you lost at home ice is on Game 7. So, whoever you were that wasn't on home ice, well, you turned out to be the winner. Goal scorers, Peter Traynor, 1 goal, 3 points. Adam Crow, 2 goals. Alex Arsenault, 1 goal, 2 points. Trey Lewis, 1 goal. Brody MacArthur, 2 assists. David Brewer, 2 assists from Dalhousie. Vincent Savoie, 1 goal, 2 points. Pascal Valcourt, it's the last time I can say this season. Pascal Valcourt, he's
good at hockey.
Good at hockey. 2 assists. Francis Thibault, 1 goal. Robert Pelletier, 1 goal. Brendan Coulombe, 1 goal. Ended 5-4 for the Elsipogtog Hawks. It did not go into overtime. Marauders really pushed to tie it, but just wasn't their night.
Man, let's talk about the build up to the game first.
Mm-hmm.
So it was delayed earlier in the week. There was a lot of chatter, fans, hype. LC fans, they came out, man. So we left. I had a pancake breakfast that I volunteered for that morning at my work. So I was exhausted, but by the time we got there, I got here, Corey got here, we loaded up the car, took off. And as we were driving, we were hearing, rumblings from other people that were from here. And we're from Richard Bucktouche for Corey, but originally also St. Louis. So we're here and we're hearing, oh, this one's going up. Yeah, I'm making the trip. Then we get to Dalhousie. We go zip tie our tripod to the spot where we want to record because we were like, this is going to be crowded. So we go right there, zip tie the tripod. I immediately got 3 messages from 3 different people. Are you already at the rink? No, I just dropped my tripod off. I'm glad to get food. So we went to Chez Rachel. Man, it was some solid food.
It really was.
I've heard that a lot of people from Elsipogtog went to the Dixie Lee in Val, and that turned into like the Kent County kitchen party. There was just a ton of people. That made me crack up. But yeah, so they all went there. We went to Chez Rachel. Good food.
Really good.
I had fish and chip, solid fish and chip. Corey, what did you have?
Had the cheeseburger combo and it was delicious.
And then I asked the lady, I said, what do you have for dessert?
Oh my God.
And I'm sharing the story. And she said, and I swear to God, this chick she was super nice. Like, I don't know her name, but the waitress at Chez Rachel, top notch service, so kind, cracking jokes. She's like just phenomenal. And she goes, "Oh, do we have donut?" I was like, "Oh, donut! You're talking my language. That sounds delicious." And she said, "What I heard, gato Alphonsine." I heard gato Alphonsine. All right, and I swear to God, I stand by that. Gato Alphonsine, and I said, "Did Alphonsine have a really good recipe for cake?" And Corey looked at me and he said, "Gato à l'arc-en-ciel." And I said, "What?" Because I heard from Corey, "Gato à l'Alphonsine."
I started screaming, "Rainbow, rainbow!"
So this lady was saying rainbow cake, so it was "Gato à l'arc-en-ciel," and I just kept hearing "Gato à Alphonsine." So I was like, all right, I'll take the donut. And the donut was delicious. And I asked her if it was Alphonsine's recipe for the donut. She said no. She was probably like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? We were just in a really good mood, man. We were going to a good hockey game, game 7. I was hanging out with my mom.
2 different games.
It's always a privilege to hang out with my mom. You know, she's great. She's a huge part of the team and she's just a great person. So it's always fun to hang out with her. And then I was hanging out with Corey. And I felt like the build-up, it was all finally coming to an end. My anxiety was super high. And this lady's asked me if I want Alphonsine's cake. I'm like, I just want the donut. Anyway, top-notch service, great restaurant, much like everything else in Dalhousie.
Yeah.
I just love that place, man.
I do too.
Get to the game pretty early. Ton of LC fans. Holy mother of God. Everywhere LC fans. Then the Marauders fans loaded in, you know. Ended up being just an absolutely packed house, 2 deep standing, more horns than I ever want to see again in my life. Mm-hmm. My ears were ringing the next day. Corey's were, I think he was deaf yesterday. It was loud, but man, the Hawks came out, scored a goal 12 seconds in.
12 seconds in, Adam Crow.
Beauty. Clearly they wanted it really bad. Marauders are not a team that's going to roll over and die. They battled back. Beautiful goal. One of the nicest slap shots I've seen this year. Francis Thibault. Just a gorgeous shot.
He might have the nicest slap shot in the league. I'm not even joking. Loads it up and just goes.
Thibault and Lewis love their slappers.
Yeah.
Lewis got his first goal of the season. Mm-hmm. Couldn't ask for a goal at a better time.
It's the game winner.
And the Hawks take the win. Mm-hmm. Game 7. An emotional game. Mm-hmm. As a fan of the league, I couldn't imagine being a Dalhousie fan or a Hawks fan, but these are our 2 champions from the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. And here they are battling it out, and the Hawks take the win. So Hawks move on to the finals. What were your thoughts, Corey? What were your emotions? You had a big stream. We had about 2,000 people at some points watching the stream. More.
We capped at 2,023. Thank you to Jason Casey. He's become a part of this podcast. He's really in the live.
One of our moderators now.
One of our moderators. So, to me, like from LC fans, I don't know if they just didn't have the confidence in their team. But yesterday at the game, I don't remember a lot from game 1 of the finals. I was just exhausted and just not coherent. A lot of fans are like, I'm shocked that LC won. I'm like, why? Like, it's one of these things where I'm shocked and I'm not shocked, because I've had this argument with people already of these are 2 teams that are equal to me. And I'll have Marauders fans say, well, we finished above the Hawks. Hawks beat the Marauders 3 out of 4 times this year.
Yeah.
So flip a coin, take your pick. Who wanted it more? The Hawks. They won. Simple as that. My heart breaks for Dalhousie though. Like the people in Dalhousie are some of the best ever. Like that's the double-edged sword with this series because Dalhousie has people that enjoy what we do so much, and they'll come tell us how much they enjoy it. But for Hawks fans, there are friends and families that we grew up with. So it's a double-edged sword there. To me, I didn't care who won. I just wanted a really good game. And I might have seen the best senior hockey game I've ever seen on Saturday night.
It's up there for me too, man. It was back and forth, two of the most talented teams that I've seen in senior hockey.
Absolutely.
Both giving it their all, both with pretty much full rosters.
Mm-hmm.
It was a battle out there, good goaltending, some big saves, big hits, everything that we could want in senior hockey. You hit the nail on the head for me. It was tough because I'm from Rishabukto, so I grew up. I know a lot of the fans. I know players. Some of the guys I've known for years. I love the Marauders, man. Special place in my heart. The amount of kindness and generosity that we get from Trav, from Eric Pelletier, from Marc Giroux, from Tammy and Popoff, and so many people. Jeremy's become a good friend. I love Pat. Pat's the quiet guy who waves me from far away. We'll say a few words here and there. And even the team, nobody I want to interview more than Joey Bernard. Joey Bernard cracks me up. He's goofy. He's an intense player. Pain in the ass to play against. You can tell that. But he's also skilled, man. He's got a lot of skill.
Yep.
Lays big hits. Like, he's just fun to watch, fun to talk to. The more and more that you get to know this team, Pascal Valcourt, what a guy. Super nice guy to chat with. I love talking to Thibault. Just so many guys that we've come to know on the team, and from the management, a lot of guys we become friends with. So,
yeah. There's Jessica as well. Jessica was not there that night though.
Oh
but,
man,
we definitely missed him at the game. We got to say our goodbyes though to management. We didn't want to bother the team because after that, you open the door and you're face to face with John Doucette. I'm like, I'm dying today.
Yeah, I don't want John Doucette to punch me in the face.
No,
I've never felt unsafe around John Doucette. To be fair, John's always been super nice to the podcast.
I don't think I've ever met him. Like shook his hand.
He introduced him to you. He introduced himself to you last year after they won the cup, and I almost pissed my pants. You were standing next to me. It was after we went off air. John skated up and said, "I love what you guys do. Thanks for everything you do for the league." And I was like, literally, I looked at him and said, "Thanks, you terrify me." And he laughed.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that.
But and he laughed because I was joking. But John's been nothing but kind to the podcast, and everybody else has too. The handshake line, man, that was all the talk.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to see the lack of respect, just because at the end of the day, it's a game. It's hockey. Mm-hmm. Once hockey's done, we're all just people. John Doucette, no different to me than Robbie Graham, no different to me than Joey Bernard, no different than Pascal Valcourt, except he's good at hockey. Not that the other guys aren't, but that's just what Corey says about him all the time, so I got to go with it. But, you get these relationships with all these guys, and you just hate to see that because that puts a little bit of like a little black mark on the game that doesn't need to be there because it was one of the best series, one of the best games. Yeah. And, it's a heat of the moment thing. Do I judge John Doucette for it? No, I think it's a heat of the moment thing. It happens. There's a lot of anger. You just lost. And, that's the moment was what the moment was. Corey's call of it was the greatest thing I've ever seen. A respectful handshake line. Oh, John Doucette, you knew you'd want to get at Trey Lewis almost instantaneously. If you haven't heard it
was seconds.
It was seconds. If you haven't heard it, go to the end. If you see the guy flip the bird to the camera, you've gone too far. Go a little closer to the end. There it is. You see John Doucette, and that call by Corey was great. But it's unfortunate because the reason that it's unfortunate to me is that these two teams battled, went back and forth. Both teams played amazing hockey. Both goalies played great. these teams left it all out there on the ice. There was story after story. Savoie coming in, playing his heart out, winning that game, guys playing through injuries, and then the game finishes. Nobody's talking about how that was one of the best series of hockey that we've ever seen. All everybody's talking about is a punch in the handshake line. So that part of it for me sucks because it overshadows the amount of talent, not just, and to be fair, when I talk talent, John Doucette has become one of the best defensive defensemen in this league. He's a solid defensive defenseman. His game has evolved so much, and the amount of respect that I have for him. So hearing people say things that they've said about John Doucette on my page that I've had to remove, we don't put up with. If we see abusive comments or insults or people calling people names, we try to remove as much of it as we can. It's hard when you have 13,000 people on a page and everybody's chatting, but we try to do our best.
It goes for both too. I've seen.
Oh my God. Terrible comments about Trey. Awful comments about John.
Yeah. And
people saying, "Oh, Pascal Valcourt, man, why would anyone put vinegar on a poutine?" Like, uncalled for. Don't attack a guy like that.
Yeah,
why would you do that? People saying, "Oh, that Travis weird fucking ears." Oh, that was me. Sorry. I take that one back too. I love Dalhousie because we can joke about it. We can tease them.
They've become friends.
They've become
friends, but Elsie is also like friends of ours. We've become close with Buck Douche. We've become really good friends with Miramichi as well.
That's a weird one. That's a weird one for me. We've never been super close to Miramichi, but this year with the interviews and everything else, we've gotten to know Doug White, gotten to know Dave Morrison a bit more, and a lot of the guys are super friendly, and they've opened up a lot, and we've had some great interviews. I think that's been a key this year is those locker room interviews, getting to know some of the boys, the coaches, and yeah, man. And it's also the volunteers. Like it's the amount of volunteers in Dalhousie that are great people. Those are the ones we really talk to the most, that we really get to know. It's the Sophies in Miramichi. It's the Jeremy and Pats in Dalhousie. It's the Jeanettes and Miguel's in Bucktouche. Those are the people we really get to know. And
Rocker and Elsie.
It sucks when you see your team, your friends' teams get eliminated. So
yeah,
great game though.
Great game.
I really want to focus on the amazing hockey that was played, and I can't wait to get back to Dalhousie.
Yeah. What can you say about Dalhousie? I told this to Corey, and it kind of blew my mind. Since we've started this podcast, this is the first time, this episode, the first time that we're talking about hockey where Dalhousie is not there.
That's weird, eh? First time they've been eliminated in the history of this podcast.
Yep.
Reigning champs, man. But what a game, what a series. What a bunch of people in Dal, man, from the team to the volunteers to the fans. Some of the best. So thanks y'all for everything you do. Yeah, we'll see you in the fall. Game one of the finals the next day.
Horrible.
Well, you felt horrible. You sounded horrible. Great game,
horrible. I think so. I couldn't give it like the emotion and everything from Game 7 the previous night. I can't imagine. I think we'd both be dead if it would have been in Dalhousie. I'm not even joking there. Like this is just Rishabuktu. And I started out pretty good. I'm throwing out Adam Crow, baby. And when Josh Russell scored, the Ultimate Warrior scored. By the second period, I am dead. I'm yawning every 2 seconds. I'm just done. Like someone asked me, what was the final score? I'm like, you'll have to watch the stream because I don't remember.
8-4?
8. Yes. Look at my notes there.
Run down the game.
Game 1 in LC, Miramichi beat the Elspeth Hawks 8-4. Goal scorers, Alex Bernier. What a game for him. 1 goal, 4 points. Unbelievable. Bryce Milson, when in doubt, Bryce Milson. 2 goals, 3 points. Brendan Milson, 1 goal, 3 points. Grant Donovan, 1 goal, 2 points. Kennedy Gallant, 1 goal, 2 points. Josh Russell, 1 goal, 2 points. Jeff Wilson, 1 goal for Elsie. Adam Crow, baby, 2 goals. Brett McLean, 1 goal. And Justin Guitar with a hell of a slap shot for his goal as well.
Miramichi, man. I was over by the Miramichi bench because they filled in quick, and chatting with some of the guys over there. And Malcolm's like, man, they're gonna come out hot. The guys are fired up, and I was like, oh yeah, right on. Can't wait to see it. Boy, were they! They came out hungry. They came out, battled, and the Hawks scored first, I believe.
Adam Crow.
And then Miramichi took over.
Mm-hmm. I think three unanswered goals, and then that turned into 4 unanswered goal, and then it turned into 5 unanswered goals. So I believe it was 6-1 at one point. LC rallied back. They got, or might have been 7-1 at one point, actually. I think it actually was 7-1. LC scored 3 unanswered, and then an empty net goal by, I believe, Grant Donovan. Could be wrong there, but it was Bernier. It was actually Alex Bernier. So that was his goal.
The danger with the Hawks is that they can battle back.
Yes.
That's what would make me a little nervous from Miramichi. Because Miramichi came out dominant. The Hawks looked tired. The Hawks probably were tired. I was tired. Corey was tired. It's just tough to play a game 7 where you got it's not just a normal game into another game. It's like the high, the energy of game 7 and the battle. And you're not just playing the Dalhousie Marauders who are playing a normal game. You're playing the Dalhousie Marauders with their backs against the wall that are throwing hits, skating hard. Both of those teams fought their asses off. It was win or go home.
Yeah.
And then you come off of that high, you get to LC, and they were a little short. There's a couple guys not in the lineup, and Miramichi took advantage, man. Miramichi was rested, and they wanted it. They wanted it more than the Hawks, and that they won the game. But the Hawks never gave up, and that's terrifying because they're going to be that team this series where even if Miramichi's up 3 or 4, you're not safe with that lead.
I do not see this series ending in 4. I don't see it ending in 5, maybe 6. My guess is probably 7. I think we're in for – it's tough. It's really tough, all right, because we've had 2 excellent series in Bucktouche and Miramichi and LC and Dalhousie. I give the edge to LC Dalhousie. I think that was overall the better series. I think the better ending was Miramichi winning.
What an emotional win.
An emotional win. There's a lot of hype to try and replicate this right now, and I don't know how you do that. But you got 2 teams that, they got a pretty good chance of doing it. That Dalhousie LC series, I just don't know if you can live up to that. You want to hear something funny?
Go for it.
So Dalhousie has a pretty big rivalry with Miramichi, would you not say?
No, that's a fair statement.
And you'd think that LC and Bucktouche, they hate each other, right?
They are not fans of each other.
They're not fans. Why are Bucktouche fans telling me go LC? And why are Dalhousie fans telling me go Miramichi? What a crazy world we live in.
Because of the war, man. That semifinals was an absolute war, and you can't cheer for the team that eliminated your team. So it is funny, though, to see, especially Bucktouche fans cheering for LC. It's like, what?
This morning,
what a weird world.
Go for my walk, and finally the hockey fans were like finally talking, and they were like, and I hate when they say this. They don't say LC, they call it Big Cove still. Like, I hope Big Cove kills those Miramichis. Or they don't even say they say les Miramichis. Les Miramichis, là, je hope qu'ils se faisent battre par. And it's like, okay, it's the Northmen, not les Miramichis.
And it's also puck tuck. It's been also puck tuck for
a while now.
A long time. Yeah, man. I don't know. I get how you can cheer for LC. They're such a talented team. I get how you can cheer for Miramichi because there's so much heart and such a good story there. And a lot of talent too.
These fans should put themselves in our shoes right now because we like both these teams. We're friends with a lot of these guys. This is another Dalhousie, LC, and Miramichi Bucktouche. This job is getting difficult. Yeah,
I mean, there's just so many people who have good relationships with, like Roxanne or Kevin Russell, or like, how can you not want to see these people celebrate a victory, but then we've also got a whole lot of people from LC, including one of your best friends, Charles,
Yep.
who's a huge Hawks fan. So, yeah, it's
Not fair.
what a series, though. Yeah, I agree. It's going to be hard to live up to that hype of the semifinals, but I think this will. I think game one was pretty one-sided. Some good goaltending both ways.
Yeah. You know what else was one-sided in game one? Dalhousie and Elsie. Elsie played their worst period ever in game one. Ever. Couldn't believe how bad it was.
Let's talk about how bad the Hawks are in the second period.
Oh, it's unreal.
It's like they're just atrocious. They couldn't put together a 60-minute game to save themselves. If they played a second period the way they played the third, they would stomp on everybody.
Yep.
But they fall apart in the second. I don't understand why. And they allow teams to get back into it. That wasn't the case with Miramichi. Miramichi controlled the game in the first, really controlled the game in the second. The Hawks had that good third that they always have. But that one doesn't fit the routine. But, you think about that Dal series, almost every game, including the games at home, they would let Dalhousie back into the game in the second period.
Yep.
I don't know. It's just like there's something there that they can't put together 60 minutes. If they figure out how to do that, I would not want to be the Miramichi Northmen.
Yep.
That's when it gets really tough.
You look at game 7 against Dalhousie. After 1, it's 3-1. After 2, it's 3-3.
Yeah.
Alex Arsenault gets a goal. Trey gets a goal. I believe it was Brendan Coulombe gets the 4th for Dal. They just couldn't bury the 5th one in to tie it. And that's the story of the game right there.
I completely agree. I think they've got to figure out how to put it together, because if you only play 40 minutes, you're probably going to lose to Miramichi, especially at home. And the key thing is Miramichi's now won their one game on the road that they needed. They can just hold on. Tough team to beat at home. Civic's going to be packed. It's going to be so loud in there. The heckling is going to be top tier. Some top tier heckling in Miramichi. Highly entertaining. Great guys. And I think for the Hawks, you got to battle back, win game 2, because you don't want to go back to LC down 2.
Yeah.
You want to win game 2, tie it up, go back to LC 1-1. You're fine.
And I think it's doable for them. I think you rely on that Doketown line a lot. You rely on the quickness of Alex Arsenault, the sneakiness of Brody MacArthur, and just twinkle toes himself, Danik Crate. Let him zig and zag and let him put one in. One guy that will not be there is Robbie Graham.
Yeah, Robbie's gone for work to China, I understand. For he's going to miss a couple games here.
He's missing the next 2. He missed the first one and 1 and 2, so he'll be back for 4.
It's tough, man. The Hawks have to win one, because you don't want to be down 3-0 when Robbie comes back.
Yeah.
It's one thing to come back from down 1-0 against Miramichi. I don't think you come back from 3-0 against Miramichi.
No, that's
so they have to have a good weekend here coming up. If you're Miramichi, just repeat what you did in game 1, man. Come out hard, outskate the Hawks, outwork the Hawks. And the key to this series is going to be staying disciplined. I said it in the pregame. I'll say it again. Both teams, the only time they looked weak in the semifinals was when they got into penalty trouble. So if you stay out of the box, and if we can keep having good officiating, life would be great. But you got to stay out of the box and just let this get decided on the ice, man. This hockey is too good. The season's been too good for officials to be the reason. So if both teams can stay disciplined, refs are going to call what they see. I think the reffing yesterday in LC was pretty solid. There was a lot of calls in periods both ways, but it went both ways. They let a lot of stuff go. Can't do this without talking about that Denver Dunfield hit. Holy shit. It sounded like a gunshot went off in the Kent North.
Yeah.
Denver throws such a hard hit. We're hoping Mac's okay. Hate to see a guy go down. I was actually talking with Tina, the nurse for Miramichi, and she was like, what do you cheer for when you get to a game like this? Because she knows we're pretty neutral, or try our best to be neutral. And I said, I cheer for good hockey and no injuries. And I mean that sincerely. I really don't care who wins. I'm going to find something to enjoy from either team winning. Seeing how excited the guys are and having chats with them or whatever. That's fun for me. Seeing the fans celebrating, that's fun. I hate to see a guy go down with an injury. So
yeah,
glad to see that Matt came back. Hopefully he's all right. But man, I wouldn't want to get hit like that by Denver Dunfield. I'd have gone down too. Good Lord, that guy's like a train.
I'd still be down there.
Oh, Paul, I'd have pissed myself. I would have been that episode, that scene in Slapshot. The guy's like, "Don't hit me or I'll piss myself." That would have been me. I'd have pissed myself and I'd be laying there. They'd be like, "Get up," and I'd be like, "No, carry me." And they'd be like, "I can't carry you, fat ass dude. What do you want me to do here?" Anyway, that would be the story. But yeah, what a weekend! What a game 7, and what a game 1, man. It was really fun to watch. Fun to see the Kent North that full, and I can't wait for Friday.
I can't either. We will be there. We will be streaming, and we will be awake.
Yeah, so we'll be streaming. Roxanne will be there. Roxanne will be streaming. We had some great numbers yesterday across all 3 streams.
Mm-hmm.
Over 1,000 people watching the game on a Sunday afternoon between Roxanne, us, and Foster. So thanks everybody for supporting that.
Pack Kent North.
Pack Kent North. You couldn't have put another person in there if you wanted to.
So
that's another thing. Game 7. About 2,000 people in the rink, 2,000 people watching the stream. So 4,000 people at one time watching senior hockey in New Brunswick. Since that stream finished, over 13,000 views.
So people that say it costs the league money, it costs the teams money, bite me.
Yeah, I don't think that's really a problem.
No.
I think we're only helping the league grow, and we love to see it grow. So it's great hockey. We won't be doing this forever, but for now, we're having a lot of fun.
Yes, we are. I mean, I keep thinking about Friday, and I keep thinking about what team will LC be icing. We know Robbie Graham's not there. There are injuries on this team. Like we have nothing confirmed, but you can tell that LC's a little banged up.
Trey only took 1 shift yesterday.
Yeah.
So Trey only took 1 shift. That hit Mac looked like he was in some pain. So hopefully Mac's okay.
That hit looked worse from my angle than it actually was, because the second I saw that hit, you could just.
And I unmuted for the cough, didn't I? My bad.
You did.
I'm letting that go too. Screw it.
It looked like a headshot. It really did. And I was like, oof, that might be a 5. And then they called it 2. I was like, I don't know about that. But you had a different angle, and it's like, was a clean
Roxanne's
hit.
angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't look as bad. Initially, I thought it was a 5-2. They called it 2. That was the right call, because I don't think he charged in there. It was a hard hit, though, man. It looked like it hurt. Denver's a big guy. I mean, he goes in there kind of crazy. So, Corey, that's about all I got this episode. You got anything else?
No.
Well, then.
What was that?
On that note, we'll end this episode. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Thanks, everybody, for tuning into the stream, supporting the podcast. Thanks for supporting the Beausejour Senior Hockey League. What an amazing league this is. What a season it's been. For Northman fans, for Hawks fans, thank you for not fighting yesterday. Let's keep this civil and be friends. It's just hockey. Man, it gets heated. I get it. It gets heated. And that's normal. I've been a fan of teams and been in that situation. Corey, I remember you were in that situation in the past when you're fans of teams. But, at the end of the day, man, let's just all enjoy some good hockey and cheer and heckle the guys on the ice and do whatever you want to do. But keep it civil. Keep it civil. Can't wait to be at the Civic on Friday. Corey, we'll see you there.
We'll see you there.
We'll be back on Thursday with our next episode. Thanks, everybody. And we'll see you soon.
Take care.
On attend le bruit ici. J'hésite avec Danick Crête. Pour la 2e fois dans 3 saisons, les Hawks vont à les finales puis vont challenger pour la BSHL Cup. Qu'est-ce que tu penses de ça?
Regarde, ça fait juste prouver à quel point qu'on a une profondeur comme équipe. Les gars arrêtent jamais, ils font tout leur job, tout le monde fait leur rôle. C'est pas une game facile, mais regarde, t'as entendu les partisans, c'est tout le temps le fun de jouer sur la route dans des gros matchs. L'année passée, c'était à Dogtown, où on l'a malheureusement perdu. Mais cette année, regarde, Game 7, on se croyait quasiment à LC. Là. En ce moment, Richard Bouctou en train de jouer à une game à la maison.
Les partisans sont ici. Trust-moi, j'ai les earphones dans les oreilles, j'attends presque plus rien. Qu'est-ce que tu as à dire à les partisans? Parce que les loyal Hawks fans.
Ils sont incroyables. C'est tout un cliché dans le hockey que la crowd fait une difference, mais c'est vrai, surtout sur la route comme ça, où ce que Dalhousie, c'est la série des horns, là. C'est comme une battle entre les partisans. Non, ça fait une différence quand nos partisans sont là et qu'ils votent pour nous autres, font du bruit, encouragent. C'est une big difference, surtout sur la route.
Les finales contre Miramichi, c'est une rivalry que je sais pas comment ça se fait que c'est une grosse rivalry, mais vous aimez pas. Qu'est-ce que tu as à dire de ça?
Ah, ça sera pas facile. Miramichi, regarde, ils l'ont prouvé contre Bouctouche, une équipe qui travaille extrêmement fort. Ils ont des gars qui font leur job et crash and bang, qu'on appelle, vont au net, rendent la game difficile, back-check. Regarde, ça va être une bonne série, en espérant qu'on va être capable de donner un bon show aux partisans encore une fois.
Félicitations sur ce gros win ici, puis bonne chance dans les finales.
Gros merci, Corey.
Gros merci. Here with AA, Alex Arsenault. Yes, I'm a wrestling fan, and I'm giving you a nickname. You are making it to the finals of the BSHL championship. 2 years ago, the Hawks made it. You weren't a part of the team. This time you got a chance to lift up that cut. How would that feel to win it?
Oh, it would be great. I mean, the boys here are fired up. They want to win. They want to win for our fans. You saw tonight, probably the half of the ring here was our fan, and we heard them. We played for them, and we finished it big in the third.
The fans, you mentioned it. My ears are still ringing. The horn battle. What do you have to say to the Hawks fan that travel all the way to Dalhousie?
Yeah, just thank you. I mean, they're the best fan in the league. You can't ask for better than that. They're still cheering right now outside our dressing room. No, it's great to play for them, and we want to bring it home for them.
You'll be facing the Miramichi Northmen. Not an easy task. A rivalry there. There was a rivalry with Dalhousie too. A lot of fans were hoping for this. They're getting their wish. What do you have to say about this matchup?
It's going to be a good matchup. I mean, I think it's going to be tight to the final as it was the semifinal. They're a big team. They're a strong team. They play fast. It's going to be a good series, and I can't wait for it tomorrow.
At the Kent North at 5:30. Don't miss it. Congrats, AA. Alex Arsenault on the big win.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Corey du podcast. Je suis ici avec Jason Rioux, Mr. Finals, deuxième année de suite au final. Félicitations.
Merci beaucoup. Ça fait du bien d'être en finale l'année passée, savoir rendu aussi loin qu'on s'est rendu. Puis avoir perdu Game 6, ça fait mal, mais là, ça fait du bien d'être en finale de nouveau cette année et avoir de nouveau une chance de gagner.
So, on était ici à Dalhousie tôt. On rencontrait beaucoup de monde par chez nous. Ça paraît que Dixie Lee était comme une gang de Elsipoktuk et Richwoktuk. So, parle aux partisans.
Ils sont incroyables, là, comme le monde qui est descendu. Moi, je suis descendu avec ma femme et un ami, puis plein de monde. Toutes les familles sont descendues, pas mal tous les joueurs. Il y a pas mal de monde descendu, puis c'est vraiment incroyable de leur part. Là.
Game numéro 1 demain. Pas grand temps à se préparer. Miramichi, comment tu fais pour commencer cette série-là?
On le sait que c'est une équipe qui joue avec beaucoup d'intensité. Ils mettent beaucoup de pression. Ils jouent avec... ils sont tout le temps après toi. Ils donnent tous les trios. Tout le monde travaille fort. On le sait qu'ils vont venir fort après nous autres. Donc, on sait à quoi s'attendre et on va être prêts.
On parle de cette ligne-là de Dogtown. On dit toujours le Dogtown Line. Ce soir, man, les premiers 3 buts de Dogtown Line. Pas mal incroyable, man. Parle de ces gars-là comme nous avec toi de Dogtown.
Ah oui, si on prend l'année passée, ça, je jouais avec eux autres, ces gars-là. Puis c'est des gars qui sont, quand c'est en jeu, la game est en jeu, sont là, puis se présentent, puis ils sont prêts. Puis ils sont importants pour nous autres, puis ça a paru à soir.
5h30 demain, viens au Centre Canon. Merci, Jason. Félicitations.
Merci beaucoup.
All right, Corey from the podcast. I'm here with a bunch of LC fans in the background. Trey Lewis. You've been in a lot of big games, buddy. Scored a big goal tonight. Talk to me about it.
I've kind of been joking with the boys in the room almost all series. I don't think I scored a goal all year. And so, each game I'm like, all right, tonight's the night. And, it finally happened in Game 7, and it's the game winner. So,
it's the game winner, baby.
Yeah, so that's pretty hilarious, I think. That was just a perfect shot pass by Brody there. You draw that one up on video games there. Playing NHL at far pad. I can't shoot real well right now. My arm's kind of messed up, but didn't need to with that one. It was just there for the taking.
Let's talk first about this crowd tonight. Amazing Dalhousie crowd, but hundreds of people here from Richabakto. I heard that some people went to the Dixie Lee in Dalhousie, and it was like a Richabakto Elsipoktuk family reunion. What do you have to say to your fans? What do you have to say to those supporters?
Oh, I mean, it's been 3 years now. You know, we got senior hockey back after the COVID break, and the crowd in Rishabukto has just been unreal. And you've seen it yourself for 3 years now. They've been coming on the road, and they're super loud. You know, when we scored all 5 of those goals, it almost felt like a home game. And I mean, Dalhousy's got great fans, and they're super loud too. But to hear that support on the road it means a lot to us.
Yeah, for sure, man. Dalhousie's a heck of an organization, great fans. Talk to me about Brody MacArthur. He's kind of a signing this year, junior A kid, comes in. Pretty impressive player, man.
Super impressive. I mean, the guy, I think he's got over 300 points in junior A. He's one of those guys that's like so sneaky good. I mean, you don't notice him out there like you would an Alex or a Robbie, you know. He's kind of just sneaking around behind the play, and then you look at the score sheet at the end of the game, and he's got a goal and 2 assists, something like that. I mean, he's got crazy good hockey sense, crazy good puck skills, and he's been a huge part of our team this year.
All right, Trey, 5:30 tomorrow. See you there.
Yeah, I better get home and get to sleep.
Same. All right. According to the podcast, we're with Grant Donovan. Grant, big win tonight. How are you feeling after that game?
I feel great. I think that we did what we were supposed to do coming in here. We knew that they were going to be a little tired after last night. They had a big Game 7, right? I'm sure we didn't get their best to start this game off, but we saw how good they come on there at the end. Like, I think we did our best to get on them early and then kind of went from there. So,
what was the messaging coming into this game after a week off? You guys got a little bit of rest. Big Game 1, though.
A huge Game 1. I think that was the thing. We knew we were going to get them just a little bit tired, I think, right? Game 7 takes a lot out of everybody, and it was really important that we got hard in the forecheck and took it to them early.
And mission accomplished with that. You guys definitely came out hard. How proud are you of this team and how hard you guys fight? We always say, not the most talented team in the league. Damn sure the hardest working with the most heart. How proud are you of this team?
I couldn't be more proud. I'm like the dad on this team, right? So I've got kids on this team that could be my son, right? So I couldn't be more proud. I'm very proud to have the Northman jersey on and bring it here. We have a 4-line, 6D deep squad, and even more when you count the guys that weren't in the lineup tonight. Like, everybody here works hard. We all love each other, and we do it all for each other, so it's awesome.
Speaking of proud dads, I saw your dad in the audience tonight. He's pretty proud of you, so congrats on the win, Grant. We'll see you Friday.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate what you do, too, Corey.
Thanks, Grant. You can hear the celebration in the background. Corey from the podcast. We're with Alex Bernier. How you feeling after that game, Alex?
Feels good. I mean, obviously, when you can get ahead in Game 1, it's a good start for the series. It's going to be a long one, so we'll have to keep her going.
Straight away, win a game here in Elsie. Not an easy rink to win in. Take home ice back to Miramichi. How excited are you for Friday night?
Really excited. You know, we've been working hard to get to the finals finally, and we're here this year. And obviously, they had a bit of a tough schedule there. They got a big game last night, and they won Game 7. So obviously, we had an opportunity to jump on that right away, and we did. So I have to keep her going.
All right, on va flipper ça en français, Alex. Ton équipe, ce soir, ils ont sorti en fly, en man. C'était incroyable. C'était-tu ça le plan en rentrant, prendre ça tout de suite?
Oui, absolument. Je veux dire, ça fait quand même une semaine qu'on n'a pas joué. Fait que disons, on était quand même fresh, puis on avait beaucoup d'énergie. Puis, comme j'ai dit, ça fait l'année passée, quand on a perdu en demi-finale, c'était une grosse défaite. Puis là, this year, le fait qu'on soit rendu à Game 7, je pense qu'on a une good gang dans sa chambre là, puis on était tous à la même page ce soir.
C'est l'important ici à Miramichi. Comment est-ce que tu aimes ça de jouer à Miramichi? Moyenne crowd, incroyable, le civic à tous les semaines, puis les gangs dans le locker room sont tellement proches, ça a l'air.
Ah, vraiment, non, c'est vraiment une bonne place à jouer. Je veux dire, mon père a joué ici longtemps passé aussi, là, fait c'est comme ça run la famille un petit peu, mais la crowd, puis juste tout le monde à Miramichi, c'est incroyable.
Merci beaucoup de ton temps, puis on se voit le vendredi, mon ami.
Parfait, merci beaucoup.
Thanks, Alex.